Hello, do you have a giant backlog of unfinished game projects? Do you have too many ideas and not enough time? Do you start new projects before you finish your old ones? Do you have any advice for me? Because that's my problem. I don't know what to do. I can't stop. I don't know. I have just too many projects I'm working on. So picture it. It's like a cozy co-op, low poly Death Stranding, right? With like 4 players and you're all trying to carry stuff across the wastelands and stuff together, but... Well, no, I haven't finished the other projects yet. Well, no, okay, get this. What if... Hear me out. What if I started a YouTube channel for all these projects? And that'll work, right? Hello YouTube, welcome to Playfair, my brand new channel about making video games. That's right, we're gonna make lots of video games here. That's because that's what I do professionally and for fun and now for YouTube, which can't possibly be a bad idea, right? So a little background on me, because you're probably wondering who I am.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
I'm Terence. I have over 10 years professional experience in the game industry. Most of those years I spent working at Rec Room as a concept artist, but I also do 3D and game design, and I know just enough code to be mildly dangerous.
He is the one.
I've also made quite a few alt control games and interactive art installations over the years, and one of them won an award at GC a couple years back, so that was pretty cool. And to top it all off, last year I founded a nonprofit community space for game developers and digital media artists called the SIM, the Seattle Interactive Media Lab. And yeah, it's an independent, inclusive community space for people to come make stuff and work on projects. We have workshops, game jams, hackathons, you name it. It's all there and it's super cool. So if you're interested in that, a link below. But yeah, needless to say, I do a lot of stuff.
But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Well, I love working at Rec Room and I've learned a ton over the years. Working there is great, but it's only one part of my game making goals and creative ambitions. So here's the situation. I have a lot of personal projects.
But who cares?
So we're gonna go over them here. In this intro video, we're gonna go over my projects that I have so I can hold myself accountable and also share them with you because I think they're pretty cool. So yeah, some of them are small one-off experiments. Some are actually larger projects that have been sitting in my head or on my hard drive for years and I've always wanted to have time or make time to work on them. And so this channel is an attempt at resurrecting all those projects and actually making the time to make them. It's also a place for the inevitable next new idea, like that one at the beginning, that joke about the post-apocalypse delivery game. Like I actually want to make that now because I can't stop. Like a 4-player Death Stranding, it's like, you know, cute but spooky and like a little, you know, like a kind of like a...
Stop it. Get some help.
I plan to cover many angles of the game development process, mostly focused on art because that's my profession, so concept and 3D and stuff. I'll also be experimenting with some physical media games, like alt control stuff as well, because I love that stuff. At the end of the day, I really just want to share my knowledge and hopefully you all can get something out of this, or at least feel better about your own scope creep. So yeah, that's the channel. Let's get to the games I'm working on. Here we go. So here's the list. It's a list. We're gonna talk about it. Game number 1, The Last Good Boy. Open world, JRPG. Think Breath of the Wild meets Xenogears, with some Yakuza mixed in there. You play as a doggo who pilots a giant robot, so yeah, that's the game. I mean, no notes. S tier. Game of the year. Thanks for watching! So basically this is my gigantic overscoped passion project that everyone has, so we may as well get it out of the way now. You can tell me in the comments how unrealistic and absurd this project is, but that's fine, because I love it and I want to make it, so there. Go ahead, tell me to quit. No, please, really, tell me to stop, tell me to quit. You play as Lemon, an ex-soldier from the Doggo Wars with a heart of gold, who's been trying to retire in peace as a mecha mechanic. Your owner when you were a puppy was a kind scientist forced to work for the evil, oppressive empire. During the war, he was disappeared and left you with a one-of-a-kind and secretly super powerful giant robot. You also might have to reckon with your own past that was built to be a weapon. It's part exploration, it's part real-time combat, part dealing with your past before inevitably going to fight God. You know, standard JRPG stuff. Next step for me is to get Lemon actually hopping in the mech and piloting the robot so it stops just looking like he's posing dramatically next to it, because that's not as exciting as actually piloting a giant robot. This is by miles my most ambitious project, but the world needs this game. I mean, look at him. You gonna tell me not to give this little guy his own game? No. Game number 2, The Devil's Lettuce, a cozy cannabis quest. It's a roguelike meets shop manager, Beautiful Joe meets Hades with a cannabis twist. This was started because a buddy of mine at GEC asked me if I wanted to partake in some devil's lettuce, and well, I said no, because I'm a lightweight and I didn't want to pass out and die. I decided, like any responsible dev, to make the whole game out of a putt. You know, definitely the kind of wholesome game you tell your mom about. I mean, I did. I mean, she thinks it's cute. So you play as Lucifer, who goes by Lucy. She is the baddest babe in the underworld. The biblically accurate feds taken your prized strain of cannabis, which is the devil's lettuce. It obviously happens to have untold cosmic powers. You run a cozy cannabis shop. You have to go on runs to go get more powers and more stuff to make new strains, so you can get more powers to go get more stuff to get more strains. Your standard roguelike stuff. Lots of other demons in the underworld who have their own stories and side quests and reasons for wanting hell to thrive again. I love the mix of 2D and 3D. Really wanted it to look kind of like Octopath Traveler, but not pixel art, because that's a lot more work. This is the only game on this list that has actual investor interests, and so I think they want a demo by PAX. Was 8 weeks? 7 weeks. Okay, sure. Game number 3. Star Tracer, a hoverbike exploration game. My little homage to Sable and Journey. This game came out of a much older project because at the time I did not have the skills. This is one of my for fun projects. The scope is smaller in theory, but I have my ways. You play as a lone explorer crossing a desolate desert planet on a high-speed hoverbike. You are following ancient artificial constellations left behind by a long-lost civilization. There's no combat, but instead a heavy focus on vibes. There's a super synthy score as you find new music tracks to play while you're zooming around. It's very chill, very lorecore. Is lorecore a thing? It is now. Part exploration game, part interactive art project. Right now you're actually just piloting a gray rectangle, so the next task is I want to make the hoverbike exist as something that looks cooler than a refrigerator box. Long term, I need to figure out some stuff with the terrain. If you know anything about the Unity terrain system is doing a lot of work there. In conclusion, I'd like to ride across an endless desert with a bumpin' EDM soundtrack, and that's kind of it. That's the pitch. That seems pretty cool to me. Game number 4, Boss Hunter. This game is Shadow of the Colossus in VR with giant robots. That's right, more giant robots, no further questions. I've wanted to make this game for years, and I think I've got the skills to tackle it now. It's all about scale, right? Every other VR game with giant robots, at least the ones I've played, puts you inside a giant robot in order to fight other giant robots. Now, while this is definitely cool, the enemies are the same size as you, so there's not really like the contrast. So I really wanted to see what it would feel like to fight a Metal Gear as Solid Snake, like as a human size, or, you know, kill a giant beast like a Colossus, right? They've all got their own gimmicks and weak points and all that stuff. Combination of Metal Gear Rising and Vanquish in VR, grappling hooks, destructible armor, and yes, you can parry missiles with your sword. Obviously, I've only got the first boss modeled and some concept art for the player and the gun. And yes, you saw this spider mech earlier in the Doggo game. You actually started here, and some might say this is an asset flip. I might say it's just a prototype and we shouldn't overthink it. Or it's the same universe and it's part of a larger story. You don't know. You don't know. Note to self, make sure that I retcon the story so that it makes sense that there are robots in both games. And that's it. That's the big projects I'm working on right now. There's a few more other projects, more prototypey, even like more experimental. I'll show some of those on the screen right now. Let me know in the comments which project you like the most. Tell me what you'd like to see more of. I do have one more project actually that is kind of super secret and not quite ready to talk about quite yet. Let's just explain it this way. Before we all got Thanos'd at Rec Room, I was planning on doing this when I left the company of my own volition at some point. And that timeline has now moved up outside of my control. Myself and a few of the other very best original Rec Room devs are starting our own game studio. So we've got a really cool project. This is all I can show you right now. We have way more we're working on, obviously. Don't want to quite announce it yet until we're ready, till we got a little bit more to show you. So stay tuned for that though. Very excited about that. I've got a little bit of time to try this out and see if this is sustainable. I really hope it is. I hope I get enough subscribers and stuff to make this work, and I'll start a Patreon soon so you can support me that way. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. This is really fun and a little scary, but yeah, I don't know how to end this episode. Thanks. This is great.